Hello, everyone. So welcome to your first conference Monday. As I mentioned in the beginning of class, you are watching a video of me teaching the lesson for today, and you are completing the Desmos along with the video. Um, some days it will be notes, um, other days it might be some other thing, but today is going to be a Desmos. Most days where you have a video, it will most likely be a Desmos. So this week or this unit, we're going to be talking about shapes and congruent shapes and moving shapes from one place to another place. Today, our focus is on, of course, my battery is about to die. Hopefully, I can finish this video first. Um, Today, we're focusing on just describing movements. So, you just watched a video of the cha-cha slide, and I asked you to list some of the movements in the cha-cha slide. And that's really what we're focusing on today, is just describing movements. Tomorrow, we'll work on the actual name of the movement, um, like the mathematical name. But today, it's really just practicing English, really. So on our first slide of the Desmos, if you're not on it already, please get on it. On this first slide, you are just making a shape yourself. Whatever shape you want, make your shape. Doesn't matter. I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. And then move on to the next slide. So now it's going to transform this shape, and I want you to describe what happens. So transformer one, it's going to take your shape and you're going to press play. So in this box, it says, what happened to your figure? I want you to tell me, how would you describe this? Um, we'll kind of go over the different types of descriptions later. Right now, I want you to type in this box, how would you describe what happened? Notice it's not facing the same direction, but it's kind of in the same spot. It's just been what? What happened to it? So type that in here and then share that with the class. Look at what other responses did your classmates say? What did your classmates call this? Okay, transformer two is going to do a different thing to your shape. Again, I want you to tell me what happened to that shape. This one's a little trickier. It's kind of hard to describe what happened there. How would you describe that motion of the shape? It almost doesn't even look like the same shape. There's similarities to it, but it's not really the same. And as you'll learn later in this unit, it's not congruent either because it's not exactly the same. So what would you call that? How would you describe what's happening there? Again, type that into this box and click share with class. Okay, and then our last transformer, this one's going to take two different movements. You are going to describe both. So at first, what is it doing? And then that second movement. So it's doing what? And then moving where? So I want you to describe it first does this, then it does this. Okay. Again, type it in the box, share with class, read through what does your classmates call that? What is everybody calling this movement and then this movement? Okay. So here we have the kaleidoscope playground. Um, we have four different things that are going to happen. And you're going to get to draw on here. And let's talk about what kind of movements are happening. So right now, I want you guys to just take some time and just draw. Check out the different kaleidoscopes and draw on your own. Take some time and do that. Draw a butterfly here on mine. Almost there. I can't really do the antennas because then it's going to draw antennas on the other side and that looks funny. Okay. So again, we're just sitting here playing around with these. Okay, you can see that they're doing different things. If I was to draw the exact same thing on every single kaleidoscope, let's just draw a square on each of these. You can see they're not all doing the exact same thing. That one's a really ugly square. So again, we're going to go ahead and describe what is happening in each of these. So if you notice this one, it's just doing the exact same thing in a different spot. So this one looks like it took my shape that I drew and just moved it over or moved it down. It's the exact same thing, same um, orientation. It's facing the same way. My funky corner that I messed up is in the same spot in all of them. This one here, if I draw my rectangle or my square, it's almost like it's turning it. Notice that they're all not in the same, like facing the same way. So as I draw this, this is turning my square in different positions. This turn here. What's another word for turn? Think about that. What's another word that you could use for turning something? This one here, notice that as I draw this going down, these ones went up, and this one also went down. But as I move over, this one's going in and this one's going in. So it's not the exact same position. It's like it's almost been flipped. If I was to draw a line down the middle here, it's like it's been flipped. Or if I draw a line across, it's almost been flipped. So this one is flipping my shape. I mean, it's almost hard to tell when I complete my square, but if I did another shape that like included an arrow, if I drew an arrow, that's a really ugly arrow. You can see that my arrow has been flipped. And then this one, it's drawing my square in different sizes. So it's made my square smaller and larger. Okay, so those are some words that you can use for this description. So again, today is all about describing. And so if I went back to some of these other slides, now that you guys have gone over them and you've read what your classmates have done, this one I would say it would turned it. And I would say it turned it um like a quarter of the way. It didn't go all the way around, it didn't go halfway around, it turned it a quarter of the way. This one, it's funny. I would say it like stretched it. It got smaller height wise, but longer lengthwise. So it's been kind of like pulled and stretched. This one is actually a transformation, a movement that is not a technically correct mathematical movement, and you will find out why later on this week. Okay, and then this third one here, I would say it got smaller and then it moved or slid diagonally to the left and up. It slid diagonally to the left and up, is how I would describe that. So looking at this one, it went from here to down here. So one, you can tell it's facing a different direction and it's also been moved. So I could say that this has been turned. if I was to turn this, and I'm gonna just try and, this is gonna be an ugly drawing, so just bear with me. If I turned the shape to be kind of the same facing direction as the other one. So my orange drawing looks somewhat like this. Again, it's not perfect. I have now turned it about a quarter of the way. It's not turned all the way around. It's not turned 180 degrees. It's turned a quarter of the way. I've turned it, and then I need to move it down and to the right. Okay, so the way I would describe this is the shape turned a quarter and then slid down and to the right. Okay, that's my description. Oops, I didn't even notice I had a typo. If you would add something or say something different, go ahead and add that into this box. What else would you say? Or maybe you would turn it around a different point. If you turned it and just turned it, it is possible to like turn it down to here and then just move it to the left or to the right. Um, so again, if you would do something different or describe it differently, please include that in your response. I'm gonna go and read it. I want to see what you say. But you can also type what I put in here. So then, oh, let me clear my drawings. This one here says, show what you know. So Marcella saw a transformer and described the figure before. The shaded figure is the original, the before figure. And after, which is the unshaded. So the figure that's red is the original. The figure that is white is the new shape after the movement. So Marcella described it like this. The figure turned, then moved down and to the right. So that's similar to what we said on the last one. It turned and then moved down and to the right. So what would that look like? Which of these looks like it has turned, the shape has turned one way or the other, and then it's moved down and to the right. The way that I like to think about it, if I'm given the description and then I have to figure out which one it is I kind of like to go backwards. So if I look at the original one, which one is to the right and down from the original? And then compare it to which one has been turned. Um, but you could do it either way. So I want you guys to figure this out on your own. When you click on it, okay, it does not give you an explanation box. So you just have to select which one you think it is. And I'm going to check out your Desmos and see how well did you understand this kind of just being given the description and trying to figure out. So the figure has been turned and moved down and to the right. And then I want you to tell me, how do you feel about this lesson and this Desmos? So the math that we did today was I can identify ways to move figures. Remember, we can move it, we can slide it, you can turn it, or you can flip it. And I can describe how a figure moves and turns to get from one position to another. So tell me how you feel about this activity, this Desmos that we did here. You are then going to continue. There may be some additional things in the Nearpod. When you finish the Nearpod completely, you might see additional activities posted in Google Classroom for today. So there is a practice that continues to practice descriptions. So this one here, it's a little confusing, but it's saying how would you describe from the shape going from this position to this position? So what has it done to go from here to here? If you just picture what it's doing, you're going to just tell me what it did. Then frame 2 to frame 3, how did it go from here to here? What would you call that? So you're describing these. Again, you're telling me the description, but it's a stronger and clearer. So Sai just said that I should have known better. This is obviously my first video of the school year because my computer died. But basically on this one, Sai just said the figure moved. How can you rewrite this description to make it more specific? If I gave you this shape and all I said is move the figure and I want you to move it exactly here, how can you make it stronger? How did the figure move? Give a little bit more explanation for me. Same with this one, it's the exact same idea. You're given a description. How can you add on? Make that description stronger for me. And this last one, also, what else can you add? This figure didn't just flip, it also did something else. Um, this one, problem 5 here, it says here's a figure before going through the transformer. Draw what the figure might look like after the transformer based on this description. The figure got smaller and moved left. So draw what might it look like if it gets smaller and moves left. So draw the new shape. I want to see what you come up with there. And then can there be different drawings that would match this description? Could you have done something else? Or drawn it differently? Might one of your classmates have drawn it differently? Or in a different spot, maybe, or a different size. Um, then this problem here, problems 7, 8, and 9. This is it says a spiral review. It's a review from last year in 7th grade. So it's asking you, can n equal 8? Can n equal 9? Can n equal 10? Based off of this inequality. So answer this problem, use this space or scratch paper if you prefer doing it on paper instead of in the drawing area to answer this problem for me. I want to see how well you remember your inequalities from 7th grade. And then this is going to be a summary of your answers. On any of the ones that has I don't think any of them except for the last one actually is going to tell you correct or incorrect. This one might give you a correct or incorrect. But any of these ones where you have to write, it's just going to say completed, not correct or incorrect. So it's going to tell you if you've completed all of them here. And I want you to use this space here to ask a question or share something that you're proud of from this lesson today or from this practice. So this practice you are doing on your own once the Nearpod is completely over. If you finish this early, I do have some additional early finisher activities for you to do.